what's going on everyone? So in today's video I'm going to be doing a combination of viewer requested ROM hacks and some ROMs that can be played off of the SD card once you apply the necessary patch. So it won't be too long of a video, so I hope everybody finds it enjoyable. So here are the few items I will be using. I'm just going to be using the EverDrive because the other viewer requests are all Game Boy Advance, and you pretty much gonna have the SD card that's already in there, so it's not anything crazy. I'll also be using the Boxy Pixel Game Boy Advance. That way I can show some of the issues with the game, the Boktai game, the sun is in your hands. But without further ado, everybody please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone for doing it, and let's get into it. Alright, so like I previously mentioned, I'm going to be showing some ROMs that can be played off the SD card. And this, in case anybody is new, you pretty much apply an IPS patch to the ROM itself using an application, and then you change the .poc at the end of it, pocket instead of .gb or gbc. So this website here, this is what I've primarily used. It's a very good website. It gives you all the IPS patches, everything that you might need in order to get this going. Now, obviously, this is very useful for people who don't have EverDrive or an Easy Flash. This is a good way of taking your games on the go if you just want to have a Game Boy Advance game or maybe just one cartridge there. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down to the bottom in a second and just show you where you can go, because this is just one link. There are a lot of games that you can do. So let's just go and show you now which ones you can do. Okay, so you scroll down here, you'll see where it says, oh yeah, you can do the homebrew games, and this is where we're going to go with IPS Patch. So just scrolling through here, you can tell this was updated last in March. So there are a lot of games here. You have a max of 100 games you can put, I think, at the moment. Thank God, because there was a limit before. I think they might have got rid of the limit. But as you can tell, there is a lot of games that you can do, scrolling all the way down to the bottom to the ROM hacks. So you can play also ROM hacks if you look down here. Now here you go, you can play games such as Pokemon Crystal Clear. Obviously the RTC won't work, but everything else pretty much will function. You have Prism as well, same issue with the RTC. Pokemon Red colorization, which would be pretty useful too. So you know what, we're just going to search up real quick. Let's scroll all the way, here we go. Okay, so we're going to go by the last 2 weeks. So if we continue going. All right, so we're going to be doing Mystic Quest, which is barely 2 weeks ago. Looks like it's 13 days ago. And NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So that is what we're going to be doing for the IPS patches. So let's just do a little bit of background on these games real quick, and then we'll show it on the pocket itself. Okay, so here we go. We're Mystic Quest, also known as Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Now, obviously, this is a Final Fantasy game. This is the original Final Fantasy game. Now, this Wikipedia is specifically for the Super Nintendo, but it's pretty much going to be the same kind of story, but it's not going to be in color. Ironically, there is a ROM hack for this game that will make it into a color game. As you can tell, if you just scroll down real quick, this is very similar to many other Final Fantasy games. I'm pretty sure people watching have played Final Fantasy games. I'm personally a big fan of RPG. I would definitely recommend this game if you're an RPG fan. Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Now, next up, we have NBA Jam Tournament Edition. This was in 1985. It's incredible, and it was at 27 years ago at this point. This is pretty much a straightforward basketball game. Granted, this is the 90s version, so don't expect anything crazy, but it's nice to be able to play it on the Analogue Pocket just to go. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, it's pretty much straightforward. That is pretty much what it is. So let's just go off to the next one now. All right, so here we have Pokemon Nameless version. Now, this is definitely an interesting ROM hack. It's, as you can tell, it's definitely not like the other ones that I've seen. And it's pretty cool looking, but it looks like it's still in the beta version. But it's pretty cool that you contains the roster from Gen 4 to Gen 8. So you definitely have Pokemon that are not in there. That is very cool. It has some different regions as well. HMs are replaced with skills. You can also Mega Evolve. And you can progress the story wherever you want. So that's also pretty cool. Uses black and white repel system. Man, that's pretty cool. If you scroll down, you can see some screenshots here. And the region's totally different. And look, you have some other ROM hacks there as well. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, next one's going to be Pokemon Rocket Edition. Now, this one looks very interesting. You get to pretty much... Looks like you start off as a Pokemon Grunt. Sorry, a Team Rocket Grunt. And essentially you get to cheat, lie, steal your way to the top. That's pretty cool that they've worked that into the mechanics. And this will definitely be interesting. I'm interested to see how the stealing Pokemon mechanics is going to work. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So unlike other ROM hacks, you can actually steal it after you've beat them. Now that is definitely something interesting, and if it looks as good as it reads, then I would recommend this to people to play if you like these type of ROM hacks. All right, next one, the last one's going to be Boktai, The Sun Is in Your Hand. This is also a very good game. Now this is definitely an interesting one because to charge up your weapon, you need to use the sun. So this is the first ever sunlight sensitive game. It's a young vampire hunter embarks on a quest to save the world using the power of the sun. So it's definitely a cool concept. Now there are some issues with this with the Analogue Pocket, which I will explain when I'm using the Pocket. So what we're going to do now is let's just move over to the Pocket itself. That way I can show everything that I was just talking about. All right, so we are back. Now what we're going to do, let's just go over the games that can be played off of the SD card. So let's show the two that we already mentioned. It's going to be, let's see what the first one's going to be. Let's do Mystic Quest. Here we go. It starts up just as expected. It was released in 1991, 1993. This is an old game. This was released by just NX. Way before the merger. Way before this was even known as Final Fantasy. Oh, you can go through it. Let's just put Verde is very simple for the channel. Oh look, you could do 4. Just do A, oh wait, I'm out. Going 2 time here. You know what, I remember this. I played this game before, but we did another video on this where I showed the ROM hack that turned this into color. Also renamed the name just Final Fantasy. So as you can tell, the game works just as expected. So if you played this game before, you won't have any issues. Now I like having these IPS patches. It's pretty good. It's a good way of having something always there. Even if, for example, I have my logo cartridge here. Now, if you only have, let's say you just take out the EverDrive with you and you have games on here, you're good to go. So you can tell I already have a whole bunch of games loaded up there. So I have games for a long time. All right, this one was released in '95. All right, here we go. I love the long intros. Here we go. Still going. But you can't skip these. '95, man. Okay. Yep. Just want to go through as fast as I can. We can just show some of the old-fashioned gameplay. All right, here we are. Get a little closer to it. Black and white really does look good there, though. I'll say that. Where am I? Damn. There you go. Cool. I don't even know how I'm doing anything, but hey, if it works. There we go. All right, so as you can tell, it works pretty well. Okay, so let's just go on to the next one. All right, so from here, what I'm gonna do is let's look at these viewer requested ROM hacks. Let's just check them out. One of them seemed pretty interesting. Okay, here we are, EverDrive's up. Let's go here. There we go. So you know what? Let's just try and go in order. Let's show Nameless, Pokemon Nameless first. Looks like this was last done by 2019. So as I mentioned, it's a kind of a couple of years back. But some of these old ROM hacks are still very good to play. There we go. Definitely just go straight into the game. No intro. It's pretty cool. I kind of like that. I kind of wish I could just run right away. Alright, so you start off on a ship. Not too sure what I have to do. Instructions. Again, this is a beta, so. Okay, that one's locked. That one's locked. All these doors are locked. Yeah, maybe I do have to be outside. That's locked too. Yeah, it looks like it. There it is. I do like how they actually made the size difference. Alright. So I still gotta give it up to these people who go through all this time just to make this ROM hack. All of them, because they do put in a lot of work. And they're doing this for fun. I'm sure they have great satisfaction when people play it and like them. There's plenty of replayability with the game, with the Pokemon games too. Okay, that's pretty dark. Oh, they're called dark workers. It is definitely not a Game Freak approved game. All right, did you just die? Okay. This definitely has a more adult story. It's definitely a nice, fresh version of playing a Pokemon game. As you can see just by the beginnings talks, it's definitely not going to be your average Pokemon game. I'll go for a little longer and then we're just going to move on to the next one. To get to a saving point, then we'll try on to the next. Now they give you a Pokemon. Okay. And they're all gone. So you're gonna get in your battle now. All right, let's do the battle real quick, and then we'll just go on to the next game. Yeah, cool, good artwork. Yeah, that was, I think, from Sun and Moon, so it definitely does not belong here. It's cool to see it. Chop. I believe he's normal. Yep, there we go. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next one now. Let's just let's just stop here. Okay. So one thing I wish I had a restart, like the GBX7. It made it much easier. Okay. Let's go to Pokemon Rocket. There it is, Rocket Edition. This one, 2020. The website is very useful too. All you gotta do is have the game ready. And you can tell they did a lot of work here too. Yeah, not play already. Things appear finally to be looking up in the feudal region of Kanto. Since the end of the Great War 10 years ago, the region's new champion lands managed to restore its damaged economy and pave the way for a new age of economy and technological prosperity. Oh, cool. Wow, yeah, they really get into it. Government, however, mobs, street gangs, crimes, ruse. That's pretty cool. They definitely go into it. Let's get into it now. Let's see. I guess your starter is going to be a Rattata. Definitely see that being the starter, since that's pretty much their mascot, other than Meowth. See if I can just have a default name. Let's see what it is. Sure. For violence. This is definitely a different take on a Pokemon game. Rocket hideout. Oh look, everybody's at muster. There you go. Bunch of poops, excuse me. It's probably all going to be Rattatas. Would not be surprised. Okay, let's see. Have to wait for everybody to go? Hopefully not. Oh, there we go. No, I don't want Rattata. Oh, I get it anyway. No. Nice. I figured it was going to be a Rattata. Okay, let's get out of here now. That's funny. I didn't even give you a choice. Which I guess is what it would be if you were in Team Rockets. Yeah, I forgot how to get out of here. That's messed up. Yeah, it's just wrong. Alright. This is pretty cool. I gotta try this game out. Definitely have more time because this is actually a fun idea. I think that you could steal some other people's Pokemon. They're looking for somebody to steal from. That's messed up. It's like stealing candy from a baby. It's messed up. That is messed up. Okay, so you did Pokemon battle. So let's see how the stealing mechanics work. Okay. Steal it when they knock out. How it works, let's see. Let me see how it works. Just throw it now. No, this is because I have to knock them out, so let's see. You can take their money too. That's messed up. Alright. Let's go Force Bureau. That's just wrong. Alright, so now we gotta save the game and then go on to the last ROM hack to show. There we go. Alright, so the last one's gonna be the Boktai that is in your hands. Let's be real quick. I've spoken about it in the past. you know what, why don't we do this first? Oh no, I just started another game. So let's just stop it right here. Okay, so what I want to do, here is how the game looks itself. As you can tell, solar sensor is right here. Right here is solar sensor. Get a little closer. There we go. Hard to tell, but this black square right here is a solar sensor. So you can see on the back too. So whenever you play it on the Analogue Pocket, show you real quick. As you can see, pop it in. Now you're playing it like this, the sun's not going to reach it. So the sun needs to hit the solar sensor. Now I've seen online people even do things as an extension for this game. You can just do a ROM hack if you have an EverDrive or something like that. So this is how it would look on an original type Game Boy Advance. Obviously this is a Boktai pixel version, but it's the exact same shape. So this is how you would play it. You'd play it up, the sun would hit it, and you will charge the weapon that you're using. It's a very good game. I definitely recommend it. So you know what? Let me just show you the ROM hack now. Pop it in. Okay. Okay, let's go ROM hack, advance. There we go. It's fairly simple if I remember correctly. Now, applying the patch, you gotta get the IPS patch. If anybody's having issues getting the IPS patch, just shoot me a comment. I'll just direct you where to go to get the patch itself. And you apply the patch like you would the Analogue Pocket patch to get the games to run on it off the SD card. So it's the same thing. You use the application and that's it. Okay. So let's start with this data. Okay. You know what? This real quick. Okay, so real quick, if you look down here, this is what's showing will get charged. So real quick, you're gonna have to press the R button, then the A button, and then you use the directional pad left, right to add. So right here, just add. There you go. It's fully charged. Now, if you want to take away, you could even take away. You just go back to the left. That is pretty much it. If you're playing this out in the sun, it would just slowly kind of fill up. That's pretty much what would happen. But with the patch, you can just use a button combination and you are pretty much good to go. Now, this video isn't going to be too long in regards to this specific patch, just because there's not really much else to show, because that is the main focus of the patch, is being able to play it on something like an EverDrive or an Easy Flash. That way you have other ways of playing it. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and comment. Please subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Please have a good one.